Hey guys, what is going on? This is car number 5, and today we have a roster update video for you guys. We're also going to go over a new program, and we're going to show you guys a new exchange mission. So they released a lot of new content today, and today is Friday, May 12th, so every Friday they do the roster updates. But they do have this exchange mission for Jose Bautista. I just want to show you guys his attributes, and then we'll talk about the mission a little bit. As you can see, it's a solid card. It's a 90 overall diamond. Fielding is pretty bad. He can play right or left field. Not a card I would go crazy for, but it is cool they're releasing new cards. And I'll show you guys the mission to get this card. So you guys can see right here, it's the Mother's Day equipment exchange mission. They're doing it for Mother's Day, and you guys can search for the equipment. I mean, you can pull them in the new packs, or you can search and filter for put the pink on. I guess that's what it said. And it said it can be any 15 of them. We'll take a quick look at their prices. First, I do want to talk about, they do have a new program, and that is the Nelson Cruz program, 86 breakout. As you guys can see here, here's everything you need to do. Collect 25 Rangers, tally 3 runs with breakout series in the same game. Just a lot of crazy missions that you have to do to complete this program. Nothing too difficult, it's just time consuming. So yeah, and if somebody's discovered that, we'll show you guys that Nelson Cruz. So you guys can see right here, here's the equipment. I don't know if this is all of them, but they have 6 different items. They're all roughly about 3,000 stubs a piece. So to get 15 of them, 45,000 stubs for that Bautista card, probably not worth it. I would wait a little bit, maybe it'll come down. But yeah, here's the equipment. Again, it's cool they're adding new stuff. So it is up on the Show Nation. You guys can see it right here. This is the program. I think most people are going to go for these programs just to get the breakout. 66 contact versus righties, 50 versus lefties, 97 power versus righties, so he's good there. 75 power versus lefties. This is kind of similar to the cards you got last year for doing the Rangers Conquest in the first phase. Fielding is not great, but he does have a good arm. Again, the only reason you really want to go for this is if you want to get that breakout, because I mean it is easy to obtain, I guess. Alright, so here we are with the roster update finally. Lots of changes this week. We're going to start with starting pitchers. Jordan Montgomery got a +8, now 71 overall. He's having a good start to the Yankees. He pitched 17 innings, 15 strikeouts, 10 walks. I mean, he's doing okay, so they bumped him up from a common to bronze, no big deal. Trevor Cahill seems to be pitching okay for San Diego, good sinker baller. As you can see, he's off to a decent start. Robert Stephenson got a +4, even though he has a 7.88 ERA. But I think they just changed. Looked like they just changed his position. Here's another guy that just changed his position. I can't even pronounce that. Let's see here. A lot of these are just position changes as usual. Finally, so probably the biggest one, arguably the biggest change for this update, or one of the biggest changes, is Chris Sale goes from 93 to 95. As you guys can see, he's up to a fantastic start, 73 strikeouts and 51.2 innings pitched. Fantastic ERA and whip, hits, only allowed 2 home runs. And like I've been preaching on Chris Sale, praising him that he's, arguably one of the best pitchers in the game, I think this makes him just a little bit better. Nothing crazy. You can see he really only got a +3 to hits per 9, +2 to K per 9. The home run per 9 doesn't do anything. It does boost his overall a little bit. But you can see his per 9s are just a little bit more solidified. And I know a lot of you guys are asking, where's this top 5 starting pitcher video? I want to get one out, but I want to wait until the game does all the patches, and stuff's balanced out and the game's working fine. So I want to wait on that. You see, there's lots of players that's been added, and the one downgrade, and this is not a surprise. I'm actually still surprised he's a diamond. I think they just want to kind of give him another chance. He is striking out people at a decent rate. 51 strikeouts and 44.2 innings. His walks isn't terrible. He's just missing his spots. Giving up a lot more hits. 51 hits. It's pretty bad. And his home runs, he's given up his fair share of home runs already. 6 home runs. Terrible ERA. Terrible whip. But you really want to concentrate on the strikeouts, the walks, and the home runs, because that's what they're really going to look at. Outside of stamina and everything else. I mean, they're mainly looking at those per 9s. Control is about the same. Not terrible. If you guys have Jake Arrieta, you might want to sell him now. I really do think he might go gold. I don't know if there's something wrong with him. Cubs fans might be able to chime in on this, but those numbers are, yeah, they're not looking too good. I know he's getting a little bit older, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the problem is. I know he lost to Velo, but anyways, we'll move on to some relievers. So Peralta got a huge upgrade, went from a 44 to 71. Still not really usable in DD, but did get a noticeable upgrade. This guy right here, this guy's a very good pitcher. I hyped him up for a common pitcher. He's had very good stuff even when he was a common pitcher, but now he's got pretty decent per nines. Guys, this is a budget beast. Let me tell you, he's a budget beast. So yeah, definitely check him out, and I think he might have a good year for the White Sox. So this might be an investment for the future. Talk about some downgrades for some relievers. None are really too noticeable. A lot of these guys are just commons, and a lot of them, again, are just changing positions. And really the only one that they gave a noticeable downgrade to, he went from a silver to a bronze, it's almost at a common, is K-Rod. He lost his starting role, or his closing role spot for the Tigers. It's just not doing too well. However, it is only 13 innings. Whatever. I'm sure many people didn't invest in him, or you could buy him now that he's lower. I don't know if he'll go back up. Just something noticeable out there if you play a lot of BR or Vince. Not anybody uses his pitcher for their overall team, but he did take a pretty big hit for a downgrade. And we have a couple closers that got some noticeable upgrades. Brandon Maurer for the Padres jumped up to a silver, almost a gold. Got a plus 19 to his K/9. You can see he struck out 18 batters in 12.2 innings pitched. And he's only given up 11 hits in 12 innings, and he's allowed 2 home runs. That's probably what has hurt his ERA the most. But guys, this is one perfect example of not to look. First of all, obviously you don't look at wins loss for a closer. Secondly, do not look at ERA for closers. That ERA is a very, very sensitive number for closers. They could come in, give up a run, give up a 3-run home run, and they're doomed for like a month. It happened to Sung Won-Oh. So this guy looks like he's, even though he's a silver, he has a bad ERA. Don't pay attention to the ERA. Look at the metrics, look at the strikeouts, look at the hits, and look at the walks. Well, only one walk in 12.2 innings pitched is very solid. Moving on, Justin Wilson for the Tigers, doing pretty well. Got plus 5 to his K/9 and plus 12 to his walks per 9. And really just off to a fantastic start. 23 strikeouts in 14.2 innings, only walked 4 batters. So yeah, definitely a solid start, and definitely a probably more usable lefty for Diamond Dynasty, Battle Royale, or events. It looks like there was any noticeable changes for the catchers. So we're going to move on to first base. Yonder Alonso for the Oakland A's got a plus 11, and he had a lot of stuff changed to him. So you guys can see he got a pretty good boost to righties. Against lefties, he lost 9 contact, but he gained 24 power. Lost 18 vision. Overall, he's going to go up 11 points from a common to a bronze. Almost on the verge of making a silver, so might be a player you guys want to start paying attention to. You might have that chance to go to a silver, or to a gold. No, I do mean a silver, bronze to a silver. Sorry, I'm getting all these mixed up. Then Marlon Gonzalez, plus 6 overall, off to a decent start for the Astros. And you guys can see he's showing a little bit more power this year. He's a versatile infielder, can play anywhere. They kind of moved him over to first base, but he is a nice utility player. So somebody you guys might want to pay attention to now that he has a little bit of pop. So when he's playing up and inside edge, not a bad little player to check out. He's a very good defensive player as well. Mark Reynolds goes from a silver to a gold. He's having a fantastic year so far in Colorado. Not a huge surprise, somebody's hitting well at Colorado, but you do have to give the man props when it's due. He has got 12 home runs, 31 RBIs, 328 average, good on base, good slugging. He's doing everything really well. He does strike out a lot. So his plate vision is still only at 46, but he's still got a plus 3 boost. Everything else got small upgrades, contact versus righties, power versus righties, even to lefties. And you guys can see this is an inverse splits guy, so he does hit righties a little bit better. Got a little pop versus lefties, however. And Ryan Zimmerman, it looks like they just decreased his fielding, so I'm glad they are paying attention to some of the fielding. He got pretty big hit to fielding, actually, and it dropped him 2 points overall. But his hitting is still the same, still a very solid hitter. Second base, Jedd Gyorko, off to a fantastic season. He's now batting cleanup for the Cardinals on a regular basis, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. Just a good overall hitter, hitting 359. He's getting on base, a 416 on base. Really good slugging and OPS. He does strike out a fair share amount. But you guys can see he hits righties really well. Another kind of one of those inverse splits guys. Did get a small boost to power versus lefties, plus 3. Honestly, I'm not sure why that's a little bit higher, because in the past he's shown pretty good hitting versus lefties. Lost a little attributes to his vision, lost -10 there. But still, a decent little BR guy. I wouldn't recommend him for head-to-head or anything. And Josh Harrison got a +2. And Ben Zobrist dropped from a gold to a silver. This is a pretty big change here. He's just not hitting. He's hitting 220. I know he's getting older. He's striking out a little bit more than usual, so his vision dropped from 83 to 77. Power, he actually got a little bit more power to lefties. I think that's kind of generous, but not off to a great season at all. And it is not saying that, I mean, the Cubs are struggling a little bit, and that is one reason. Ben Zobrist there and just not hitting too well like he did last year. Fielding hasn't changed. Let's go ahead and move on to third base. All right, Suarez for the Reds. Now, I know the Reds are off to a hot start. Their offense is really heating up. And, yeah, they're just scoring a lot of runs. And this guy is definitely a major part for that. 8 home runs, 25 ribbies, 316 average, 997 OPS altogether. And he's got a boost all across the board. So a decent little platoon guy if you guys want to use him for your DD team, if you got a budget team. A good player you want to check out in Inside Edge, and especially a good player you want to consider drafting in BR now. Joey Gallo, very interesting player. 186 average, but he has 10 home runs, 21 RBIs. He got a +2. I mean, they made a lot of changes. They took away his contact even more, and his plate vision went down even more. Don't ask me how your plate vision can go any lower than 22. That's worse than a lot of pitchers, but his discipline's he's going up. Definitely a very interesting hitter. Might be kind of turning into one of those Carlos Santana players where he either walks, hits a home run, or strikes out. He has a ton of strikeouts, but the power is there and potential is there, so I'll definitely keep an eye on him. Anthony Rendon for the Nationals. Their offense is just on fire. You can see he got a boost to power versus lefties and his discipline. Took a small downgrade to contact versus righties and vision, however. Gene Segura for the Seattle Mariners got a +2 overall. Now a gold. And he's got 94 contact versus righties with 63 power. This is definitely a guy you want to consider when his inside edge favors him and he's playing up. He's going to have maxed out contact versus righties. Got a little pop versus righties as well. Jonathan Villar, just not off to a great start. I think he'll kind of turn it around. I don't expect him to hit 215. The problem with Jonathan Villar is he strikes out a little bit too much for being a speed contact guy. But he's still showing a little bit of pop. There in the 50s, but yeah, not off to a good start at all, even though the Brewers as a team are hitting pretty well. Moving on to left field, we have some noticeable changes here. Andrew Benintendi got a +4 overall, hitting just fantastic for the Red Sox thus far. 318 average, a good contact hitter. Again, when his inside edge is playing up, definitely a guy to keep your eye on. If he gets that power into the 70s of inside edge, and definitely a good guy to draft as well. Marcell Ozuna is absolutely killing the ball. No big surprise here that he got an upgrade to not only lefties, but he also got a good upgrade against righties. So now a little bit more feasible. Not a guy you have to platoon. I still think his hitting versus righties could go up a little bit. He does strike out a decent amount. 10 home runs though, then provides a lot of power and does get on base. Schebler, another guy for the Reds that's hitting well. He got a lot of upgrades. Took some downgrades too with the vision and contact versus righties, but everything else went up. You can see he's providing a little bit of power, so he goes from common to bronze. Brett Gardner jumps from 81 to 82. Looks like just some small changes. Contact versus righties got a little better, and vision and contact versus lefties went down. Aaron Hicks, again, the Yankees are off a fantastic start. Aaron Hicks is a major reason for that. 6 home runs, showing a little bit of pop now. We all know he's a defensive guru out there in the outfield, but he's also a switch hitter and providing a little pop. Guy you want to keep your eye on if he can get his hitting into the 60s, 70s, and when he's playing up with inside edge, get that hitting maybe in the 70s. Definitely a very viable option in the outfield, especially considering the fact he has great defense. But he jumps from a bronze to a silver. Charlie Blackmon, one of the noticeable changes for this roster update, he jumps from a silver to a bronze. Power went up, contact versus lefties went down, but his power went up across the board, and his contact versus righties is now at 92. Lost a little bit of vision and discipline, but he's a pretty good hitter now against righties. So definitely a guy you want to check out for inside edge if he's getting a +8, +10. He's going to be almost maxed out versus righties, contact-wise, and have in the 80s for his power. Finally, we're at right field. Aaron Altherr. I'm not saying if I'm saying that right. Sorry, but he got a +11. I really don't know much about him, but he is hitting really well. It looks like according to his stats, 7 home runs, 342 average already. Ben Gamel +7 overall for the Mariners. Very good average thus far, so he got a really good contact boost. He went from a common to a bronze. Adam Duvall went from a bronze to a silver. got some hitting boost to left versus lefties. And Andrew McCutchen, they finally made the change after like 2 or 3 years. No offense to Kutch, man. He definitely had some good years. I mean, he's still a solid player. But you guys can see he's just not the same player. He's not hitting very well at all. Still shows a little bit of pop. But at 694 OPS, that's not going to cut it, and he finally went silver. Don't be surprised if Kutch drops all the way down to a bronze. Alright, so before we do in the video, there's one player. I didn't see in the roster update. I had to actually dig. I had to save the live roster off and do a player search. He wasn't on the Dodgers, but Cody Bellinger, I know he's off to a great start for the Dodgers. I don't know if I just missed him. I didn't see him in the roster update. But you guys can see his attributes. He started off as a bronze. Very well could make his way to a silver if he keeps his hitting up. But yeah, I definitely want to throw out that card. And I want to talk about some other cards too that I forgot to mention. And that is some of the new Battle Royale 9 win streak rewards. And there's also new post-game rewards and packs. So there's a lot more breakouts, so the Ed Matthews will be much more obtainable now. So some of the new 9 win streak rewards, there's going to be a breakout. These are all breakout flashbacks or legends. Kendrick Morales, 88 overall. Jan Gims, Michael Bourne, Alexei Ramirez, Coco Chris, Willie Stargell. These guys are all 85 overall or higher. There's also more breakouts, post-game rewards, whether in packs or just for post-game rewards. There's the breakout Steve Finley, there's a Steve Pearce, Chris Iannetta, Justin Upton, Mark Reynolds, Eric Ibar, Yunel Escobar, Eric Karros, and a rookie legend Ralph Kiner. So that's pretty much going to do it for the video, guys. Thanks again for watching. This is Cardinal Bird 5 signing out. Peace.